I see you dancing with your paws.
And that's so my pause. Very
I
simple
spilled
today,
mine.
though. Oh, hey, when you spill drinks on this side, it's extra shatter. Just say, don't be spilling no drinks when it comes to this side, right?
Go easy, man. Go easy, man. It was a rough Saturday.
All right, before we start off, we have any points there? We have any points there?
It's in a little Johnny Green. It's a little bit of bitters in it.
Ooh, pops,
Yeah, yeah,
bitters,
yeah. Yeah, little
bitters.
farms.
I do the original Johnny Black, right? And some chill. Yeah,
Some
so a
chill,
little,
Angostura
yeah,
chill.
a little Angostura chill. Yeah, that's the ease off because I ain't really a scotch drinker no more. So I had easy me.
Same,
I
same,
can't
same,
jump into
same.
it no more.
So we walk in.
So
We walk in today. We walk in today.
yeah,
Salute.
well, mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Yes, I. The same bad one. The same bad. I can't drink it all the time, but the same bad.
for real, for real, for real. So let me walk right into it.
Right into it.
El Clásico.
El Clásico.
First El Clásico for Mbappé. Where to start, boy? Where to start?
You start wherever you want to start. Because when I start, I don't know if I can stop. I ain't know.
Well, all right, let me get my points out of the way one time.
Right? Yeah.
Coming into it, I say, even if Mbappe doesn't score, I need him to be up for the challenge and aggressive, and that he was. The only problem was that he was a little too aggressive or a little too overzealous, and I guess he wasn't reading the offside trap well enough. So he was offside for I lost count, but the last number I had in my head was about 8 or 9 times. Right? So that was the downfall of Madrid. Well, part of the downfall of Madrid. At least on the offensive side. On the defensive side, the usual Achilles heels of the left and right backs in Ferland Mendy and Cone 17, better known as Lucas Vasquez. Right? Rafinha did what he wanted around Vasquez. Mendy was terrible offensively and defensively. His positioning was awful. He looked lost. When he got the ball, he was just playing it back. He sell a lot of guns. Name it, Mendy did it to hamper the flow and momentum of Real Madrid. But credit to Lewandowski. In the first half, he was a flopper. He flopper turned hero. He had the 2 goals. He missed 2 chances to really kill off the team, but Yamal and Rafinha did the job. Casado and well, I keep forgetting this man name. They had very good games. Credit to the keeper as well, to Pena. He had a couple of good saves, even though it wasn't. A couple of them weren't really going to count, but he still put together a quality day in the goal for Barca. Barca defense did their thing in terms of the offside trap. Mbappe fell victim to it almost every single time, and the couple chances that he got that he wasn't offside, he wasn't able to put it away. Those were the ones with Pena came up very big as well. So Barca won the day overall, because even in the first half they had more shots that counted. So Barca won the game. So I leave it up to you to give your in-depth analysis. Take it away.
So I agree with almost everything that you said.
Mm-hmm.
For me, yes, while Mbappe was Sturgeon of Real Madrid today, right? For those who may not know who Sturgeon is.
That's a credit to David for that statement.
Right, credit to him for that, right? Who might know who Sturgeon is, that's a famous striker of Trinidad and Tobago's national team, was always being caught offside, right? I'm not going to blame Mbappe as much. Should he have scored at least one goal? Yes. Should he have
Yes.
trusted his pace over trying to beat the trap? Yes. But at the end of the day, he was doing what a striker is supposed to do, which is attacking the space and trying to find those goals. And there were chances that he also, I would say, throw away. But yes, the Pena did come up big with those saves. So I'm not going to blame Mbappe. You tried to do your thing. It wasn't successful. I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Agreed.
Mendy and Vasquez, however, I'm blaming them mostly. Then I will drop to Carlo Ancelotti. And then the fourth person I'm going to blame is Florentino Perez. Let me break down that logic.
All right. Take it in order.
Mendy is a good defensive left back, but that's it. So if your defense isn't good, Mendy's not giving you anything for the game. Nothing, nada. And that is what happened in this game here. It was to the point where you actually were seeing when Barca were pressing, they were pressing to make sure that the ball goes to Mendy so that they could press Mendy to get it off of him, so that it may open up chances. That was glaring to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there wasn't pressing on Militao's hand, there wasn't pressing on Rudiger's hand, and I think once or twice they came at Lunin, who did some one or two fumbles, but hey, that's part of it when you're trying to play out to the back. But Mendy, when he got the ball, like he's afraid to make a play or to even find space. So Kamavinga was covering him very well to the point that the first goal was actually Mendy on himself making a mistake and not following the defensive line and being caught and have Lewandowski being onside.
Yeah.
Okay, so to me that's there. Vasquez was a disaster from the beginning of the game, and you could pull up the WhatsApps. I was like, yo, Vasquez is having that Cone 17 type game. I think it was like about the fifth or sixth minute. Because in the
It could have been
first
about the fourth minute or so.
right,
It
because
was
in the first 10 minutes, the only two balls that Real Madrid lost were from Vasquez trying to make a pass, and it was terrible. From that, I was like, yo, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. And it was a long day because Rafinha and Balde had fun. Again, persons will look to Jude Bellingham and say, oh, he didn't have a good game. But the majority of Jude Bellingham plays was covering Vasquez. For the second goal, that great cross, I think it was from Balde, if I'm not mistaken. Where was Vasquez? Why is Jude Bellingham a midfielder playing on the right-hand side, closest to Balde, and Vasquez somewhere in the midfield chilling where Chouameni and there? Come on. I mean, and then after that, Rafinha was like, yo, there's Brazilian food right here. I can't remember what's Brazil's most famous dish. But yeah, he was.
It's not some meats. They famous for like the meats and thing. The
Well, hey, let's leave it at Brazilian nuts, bro. Because yo, he was like, oh gosh, Vasquez. Yeah, he was having fun with Vasquez. He was throwing them back, you know what I mean? He was having fun with Vasquez.
Pause.
Hey, I'm not pausing. That's the kind of abuse Vasquez got. It was full on abuse. Rafinha, all right. Rafinha is in very good form for the season. I'm not saying no.
Agreed.
I'm not saying if Danny Carvajal was there that they wouldn't have a big battle and it was a struggle. But I'm absolutely sure that Rafinha wouldn't have such a good time if it was Danny Carvajal on that side. He may have gotten away with stuff. I'm not saying no, because based on his form, he's in very great form.
And Danny just pushed up a lot too, so there would have been a lot of gaps for him to
they would have some gaps.
take advantage of.
But the difference in Danny and Vasquez is that Danny just realized, hey, if I pushing up too much, I'm getting caught out. I will stay back for a couple of plays just to make sure and say, hey, Rafinha here. Vasquez was like, I can do the bird. I was like, I just doing things. Yeah.
Ball pass him and he's like, well.
For the last goal, he stayed back to watch where Rafinha was. And Rafinha looked back and said, hey, I got it later. And outran him. Yeah, beep, gone. Right? So Right. So that's those two. Let's go down to Carlo
Ancelotti.
Ancelotti.
Carlo
Carlo
out.
Ancelotti. Well, I say a long time I'm leaning towards Carlo out, and for the reasons being
Hashtag
is that
Carlo out.
he has been very slow to make substitutions. He has not been able to produce a starting 11 that doesn't seem to miss Tony Cruz. Yes, Tony Cruz is a great player and what he has done, but you have to be able to play with the pieces that you have. How they look in the first half to me is what that team should have been playing from the beginning of the season, right? But it's not consistent. Yes, part of it is Camavinga was out, cool, no problem, but it has not been consistent enough. However, here's what I'm blaming him for. One, when you see Vasquez is getting beaten so many times, you should have taken him off. Put
For who
Militao
though?
on the right. Put Militao on the right. Bring Chouameni back as a centre back, right?
And put
If
Anthony
you want to
Modric.
bring on Brahim, I don't think Modric going to make that difference because the issue wasn't in midfield. The midfield wasn't the problem for Real Madrid. So Modric wouldn't really make much of a difference to me. The problem was the left back and the right back. So he could have bring on Modric, Brahim. If he could find Arda Güler, he could have tried and bring on Arda Güler. I mean, if you know where Endrick is right now, give him a buzz, tell him, yo, where play a little game, El Clásico coming up, you might have to play a little some minutes, something. But that is why I am Carlo out. He doesn't make adjustments to how the game is going. Yes, Real Madrid have a mentality of yes, they could come back from anything, but at the same time, that don't mean that you have to always put them in a position where they need to be in that in that particular frame of mind all the time. So that
Yeah.
was one. Two, why Fran came on when it was too late?
3 goals though.
Yes, yes, I know Fran isn't the most defensive player, but he will at least be able to provide something going forward to at least try and keep these guys back. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, until he decided, when I say he, until Carlo Ancelotti decided, hey, let's take up Camavinga, who's playing the best out of all the players of Real Madrid. Let's take him off, who was defending, helping Mendy defend Yamal. As soon as he came off,
Yamal got space.
Yamal got space, busting it. So I am, me as a Real Madrid fan, I am Carlo out. I think we have reached as far as we can reach with Carlo. Thanks for your service, bro. You'll always remember them pictures with the little cigar and thing. Cool.
On
But
Carlo.
yeah, I think at this point, we are at the point of we have reached as far as we can with Carlo Ancelotti. Fourth person to blame, Mr. Florentino Perez. I am I am a Florentino Perez fan. To me, he's the best president across any club. What he has done with Real Madrid 3 years is incredible. He had failures, yes, but generally speaking, I've always been on this upward trajectory all the time, especially when it comes to making money. But you can't watch that game and tell me you're happy with Vasquez being your right back, Mendy being your left back, right? And only having two. It's already three, but let me be honest. We have two centre backs in Militao and Rudiger. Rudiger actually picked up a small injury in
Yes,
the
he had
first half.
left me
He,
bandage up.
he had a bandage up, so clearly he's not playing at 100%, right?
Right. And
So,
he looked
uh,
it.
so are you proud of this just because you don't want to spend a little extra money? And it's not like we have to because there is Miguel Gutierrez, who we can still get option to buy from Girona. There's still Marin, who's in Napoli, who's actually not playing, so he's gonna come back fresh if he gets him back. Right? From the right
Out of
back
form too.
perspective, was that sorry?
I say about out of form too if he's not playing. That's
That's
another issue.
fine. You,
But there's
you
the
could
other
always
issue
bring
too
him
is
in
that
some game.
Carlo don't play these players, even if he brings them in. Ancelotti doesn't play these players because you have Aragula who's not been playing as much as he should be, especially given the form he had coming out of Euros and also at the beginning of the season, right? Endrick has shown a lot of promise. Granted, it's very hard to play Endrick anyway in front of their current top three. Now Rodrigo is injured, so I understand, and now Brahim is back as well. So it's kind of hard to play to find room for Hendrick, but still there is a way to find minutes for him somewhere there. But it is because Mbappe was struggling at least in the first few games before this last international break, right? These games after that last break, he's looked a lot better, especially today. But you could have found a little more minutes for Hendrick, right? I wouldn't really go too much on Hendrick, but more so for Arda Güler because he is the future of the midfield and the attack, and you're not giving him that credit, basically, right? You keep hamstringing him and you keep tagging him along like, I'll get you some, but he's getting nothing. And when he does get minutes, it's like stoppage time minutes he's getting, which is not fair to him, right? So you, even if you bring in these players, you still run the blockade of Carlo Ancelotti sticking to his favorite players.
I agree because Modric, as I say, Modric wasn't the solution there. For me, Modric was not the solution. The issue wasn't that the forward line wasn't getting the ball. The issue is that every time Barca attacked one of the right back or the left back, they were getting opportunities. The midfield and everything were fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you. I agree that even Carlo just falls back into, I hope Modric can roll back the clock and save us. And at least you can.
We've seen that in other games.
He can't. He's at that age. Not saying that he can't play well, but Modric is not supposed to be anywhere near a substitute or anything in a classical game at the age of 39. Sorry. Right now, when you have people like Caicedo and stuff who were barely hitting 20 or maybe a little over 20, right? These guys could run. I'm not saying that Modric and he came on played badly either.
Barca generally has a very young team.
Correct. Now, and it's one thing I could envy about Barcelona is that when they find a youth that has a talent and sees that he can play, they play him. They play him. He'll make mistakes, no problem. They play him. They continue playing him, and he gets better and better and better and better. Right? If Yamal was playing for Real Madrid right now, he would have been in the same situation as Arda Güler, where he would have made mistakes, or he had 2 games where he wasn't really at the tip-top form, and it'd be like, okay, yeah, you hit the bench, and then we bring on. In this case, would have been who? Like what? Xavi? If they still had Xavi or Iniesta, if they still had Iniesta, that is what they would do. So, but I'm still blaming Perez for it because there should be proper backups for these players. Militao is now coming off an ACL injury. Shouldn't be playing these heavy minutes right now. And Rudiger has been playing non-stop from since last season. Right? These guys need a rest. Yes, it was shocking that Nacho left, but still, and don't tell me anything about Vaio. I don't want to see Vaio anywhere in my squad or the field or anything. Vaio needs to do something else. Accounting, marketing, something else. It's not football. It's not that. At least not football for Real Madrid.
But they do had some good games. So when the Los Blancos shirt, he had a couple of decent games. He not last season, but the season prior to that, when they had some injuries in the back and stuff. And he came in towards the end of the season and produced some I wouldn't say stellar performances, but some solid performances, right? In his one opportunity so far this season, he did not look very good, I admit. But it all boils down to as well is that he needs to get the minutes to gain his confidence and composure and timing and rhythm and all these things. And we know Ancelotti does not believe in altering his lineup too much. Oh God.
If Vallejo starts a game for Real Madrid, not only am I Carlo out, I might personally take a plane, fly to Spain, right? Find some way to get onto the field to consider Carlo Ancelotti. Are you serious? As much as yes, he had glimpses of showing those things, those glimpses have long gone, right? He has been he has in Carvalho has been very injury prone, has hardly played football. There is no advantage of having Vallejo there compared to Marin, who they sell to Napoli. Because Marin was playing 100% of the games for all of it. If not 100%, at least 85% of the games he played for all of it.
And even had a
And
good
was
game
in good form.
against. He had a good game against Real Madrid when it is they played him. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe they needed money for Mbappé salary. I didn't understand the sale. Even you and all when it isn't happening, it was like mind-boggling, especially knowing that Alaba had some setbacks coming into the season. Right? It was reported very early in the off-season that he had some setbacks. I think he had a second or third surgery, and he was going to be out for some extended time. So it was kind of mind-boggling that they would sell a young, somewhat experienced player like Marin without knowing that Alaba is going to be sidelined a lot longer than expected. So, but can't cry over spilled milk now. Oh, moms.
Yeah, the moms just walk through the video, you know. Yeah, moms. Yeah. So, anyways, so as I was saying, those are the four persons I will call for this Clásico loss. This is not taking away anything from Barcelona. Barcelona played a very good game.
No credit.
No, Barcelona played a great game. They played how they wanted to play, and they didn't change from that. The offside trap thing was fantastic.
Played that to perfection.
I wouldn't say that their midfield overpowered us, at least in the first, let's say about the first 50, 54 minutes, whenever the first goal scored. I don't think that they did overpower us there. I do think that their win was highlighted a lot more by the flaws of Real Madrid's defense rather than just how well they played. Not saying, again, not that I'm saying that they didn't play well, but I think it was they got that extra elevated look because of the lack of cohesion between Vasquez and Mendy at the back for Real Madrid.
Everybody else in the back. Barca played well. I mean, they you're watching the highlights and thing now. They came up with a tactic and they stuck to the tactic and they didn't deviate no way, no form of it, and it worked. You know, because even like early in the game, even in the first half, and I say, both teams playing very well, and you was like, meh. But really and truly, Barca was playing well. Yes, Madrid were producing chances in the sense of those offside attacks, but it did not really hamper anything that Barca was doing. Barca had a few chances early on as well too, that we weren't able to put away, but still they didn't look as though even though Madrid is getting those chances, they didn't look flustered or anything like that. They stuck with the plan, and as the second half started, which is I think was about the 50th minute, somewhere around there, that Lewandowski got the first goal, and then 2 minutes later he got the header. So it was a wrap after that.
So this is another reason why I'm saying Carlo out too, right? Look at the difference of Barcelona between Xavi and Hansi Flick coming in. When you have a proper coach that could put in proper plays, proper methods of playing, right, proper schemes, you elevate the team rather than what Carlo is doing is basically depending on persons on the field to surpass and find ways for the team to win. Right now, correct, and it shouldn't just be based on talent. You should have something to fall back on, especially if the team isn't playing well, and we don't have that. When I say Real Madrid doesn't have that, so that's why I'm firmly as in Carlo out. It doesn't make sense anymore because we are now at a stage where the team needs to be coached. The team needs to be coached in terms of how to play. The team needs to be coached for a coach to come and say, yo, Vasquez and Mendy, I don't want them on my side. They need to step, they need to power away those guys because in this day and age where football is played, you can't have a left back and a right back who can't play the ball forward or be able to create space or even be able to make a proper overlapping run. You can't have that in this day and age. As much as Mendy is again a good defender, I'm not saying no. But you could imagine a Marcelo on the side. Can you imagine that? That's gonna be crazy.
A current Marcelo or a younger Marcelo?
Obviously current. I mean, in for Marcelo, every time that he was there, it will bring a lot.
Maybe
No, I'm not
current
saying
also like this.
right. Not the current Marcelo. No, be with it. But still, he would have brought a lot more to the team because he's able to play out, he's able to find space, he's able to dribble, to create space, all these things. Not saying that Yama wouldn't have opportunities because we know you'd have been caught out at some point. But the
Yeah.
good thing about having these attacking players is that if they're so good at attacking, you kind of have the opposition team playing a little bit more on the back foot because they're like, hey, if we push up too much, the kind of fire that coming on here at this point, we'll get caught out. And I think Hansi Flick played it very well in terms of okay, you only play all the game, only do all the long ball and stuff. You'll use the offside trap of our work, and then you target those left
Weak
back and
links.
the right back. Yeah, you target those people, and that is where the goals will come. So said, so done.
Yeah. That's the thing. And this had, I mean, as I said from jump, don't expect nothing big from Real Madrid. Use jump on your high horse and like, nah, must get something. Hey. It's like, brother, it's Carlo Ancelotti. He's not gonna play Adagule. He's gonna stick with the same shit he accustomed doing all the time. Men gonna be struggling and he'll still play them. So far, my words have not fallen on the ground, and it's coming to pass. We even said when the season started, well, like a few weeks ago, that Clásico is going to be a whitewash, and it was a whitewash. You understand? So
Whole white off bottle done.
so it's still left to be seen what happens for the rest of the season. There's talk of Alaba still on track to return. What version of Alaba comes back, we don't know. Right? It's been what, a year, going on a year and a half. He's been out of football, generally speaking, right? So
Roughly be about a year, around a year. Between a year and a half for sure.
right. So you're looking at him getting back into that and also trusting his body as well, too, because that's another thing people does fail to understand a player coming back from injury. It's like, I know I could make this move. I know I could have made this move, right? But I've had so much time off dealing with the pain of trying to make this move again. Like, can I really make this move? So I think it will be a slow process. His mind will be there, but it's up to his body to keep up with the rigors of the game and the speed. Because there's another thing too. He's coming in at less than a preseason form when players are in the stride in mid-season, right? So you're looking at attackers coming at him as a defender. Yes, I'm sure his mind is still there. He can still read the game, but it's a matter of his body being up to that level of a mid-season form to reach the place that it is he needs to reach. So here's how the rest of the season goes. There's been also chatter of moves to be made in the winter window. Traditionally, Real Madrid doesn't do anything, actually bring in players, that is. They might sign you, but we'll see what goes on. You know, Brahim is back. He had a couple of minutes today. Didn't really see much just to say, well, yeah, he's back. But maybe as time goes along, he gets back in form. And hopefully Carlo made some. There was a change he made some changes last weekend in the league where he tried what was that? A three-man in the back, basically. The wingers, the left and the left back and the right back, they pushed up, and Chouameni pulled back to form a three-man defense. I haven't seen that since. I don't know. It's like you see one tactic and then it disappears and it's back to the regular with Carlo Ancelotti. So we'll see what goes on.
That three back was excellent. Again, which goes why I'm saying Carlo out again. Why at the 11th game in La Liga, no, it's not 11th, it was the 10th game against Celta Vigo. You still experimenting with formations and such. It's not that Real Madrid team changed that much. You got what? 2 attacking players, lost a midfielder. That was it. That was it. So you should have known it. Not like this the first time. Why is it that Hansi Flick could come in at the end of a season and implement tactics and how they want the team to play? But Carlo has been here. This is his 3rd year, still experimenting with formations and such like that.
But to be fair, he's dealing with a lot of injuries and stuff in the team as well too. So I mean, maybe that's maybe. No. All right, moving on.
We can make that same argument with Barca because Gavi wasn't there. Frankie de Jong was out. Their keeper is out too. Pedri in and out. So I mean, the same argument could be made for Barca. But they play with a system. So regardless of the persons coming in, this is the system that you play. Right? We play with you run down here and well if you see him there, wherever, hey, all you want.
Carlo plays with we go as far as Vinny and Mbappé carries us. So if Jude decides to join too, cool. But otherwise, there's no any scheme or tactic to say, well, I be doing this and that. If things had to go left, yeah, basically.
Let's make a bet. I bet Camavinga's not starting the next La Liga team at Real Madrid.
Nah, man. We played today. He's supposed to start every game right now.
I bet Camavinga's not going to start the next La Liga.
To be fair, I don't know. Something was off today in terms of Fede Valverde. I'm not sure if it's the tactic that Carlo implemented. If it is he was to be more of like a holding midfielder with alongside Chouameni, I'm not sure. But Fede really wasn't the Fede you know him to be in terms of being all over the midfield. Camavinga was that, I guess. That was the trade-off, I guess. But you still miss that element of Fede Valverde where it says he takes the shots. It's like, where's the cannon? And either he was not up enough, or when it says he actually did get the ball, he was running into it, and by the time he runs into it, defenders could close him. So I don't know if that was a tactical issue or if that was something that's going on with him. He was kind of a ghost today. I'm not gonna blame him for anything that went on because he didn't really make any mistakes. Right? But he was not the Valverde we know him to be in terms of the team needs a little pick me up. Let me rifle a shot. Let me come up and create something. Let me make a run. Let me do something. Right? I didn't see that today from him. Not sure what it was, but we will see as time goes along what happens.
It could just be that he's tired. Man has been playing full 90 right through. Now, yes, you can make arguments that others are doing the same, but Fede Valverde game takes a lot of cardio, right?
It does.
It's a lot of running that he does, especially covering for the right back, whether it's with Danny or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. So it could just be that correct, right? So it could just be that he's worn out. He needs to get a little break, and that's what I'm saying is that I'm absolutely sure that Camavinga is still not going to start that game and give Fede a little bit of rest. I'm absolutely sure about that. Because Carlo just, as I say, relies on players to be able to do certain things. And I don't think that he sees Camavinga as one of those players. Yeah, Camavinga could come on and do a thing. Yeah, he would do a thing, but that's not the guy he's gonna call upon.
I guess, but I mean, that's the guy who's been doing it for you for the past 3 years. He has consistently gotten better and consistently been the guy in any and every role that you put him in. You want to put him at left back? Cool. He's there. Defensive midfielder? Cool. He's there. Centre back? He's doing it. Goalkeeper? He's doing it. Right? So, I mean, at some point you need to reward the player by giving him your full trust. I think he's more than earned that from the team and also the coach and also the board. So I give the player his credit and make him one of your untouchables, basically.
I say give me Xabi Alonso as my coach, please.
Well,
in fact, it's so bad. It's so bad. Give me Arbeloa as our coach, please. First, I agree with Carl.
That's not happening.
Right?
That's not happening. Right. We're not going from Carlo Ancelotti to Arbeloa, right?
I mean, it's not happening, but we need a change. We need a change.
If you want to talk about the alma mater or the players turned coaches who are in coaching right now, the former legends who are now coaches for Real Madrid, Xabi Alonso is at the top of their list, followed maybe by Raul.
Nah, don't put Raul near that team. Send Raul Germany. Nah, do.
Let go by Schalke.
Yeah, let him go by Schalke. Yeah. I mean, what he doing with Castilla right now?
You saw what Zizou did. I mean, so I think they would look to that. I'm not sure what it is with Alonso's contract. He did renew with Liverpool. Not sure if it's a 2-year, 1 year, how much a 5-year deal, but
buy that out.
Exactly.
Provided that he wants to actually come, because he doesn't have to. It's not like if he bought his contract, that means that he has to come. But if he's willing to take up the job, buy out that contract.
But it has been mentioned, whether rumor or true, that he's only interested in after Liverpool in coaching for clubs that he's played for. So that's Liverpool, Real Madrid. Is that what it?
Bayern Munich,
right.
Well.
So
Bayern Munich have fresh company. Right.
And they are doing right
well until that last Champions League game.
At this point, they're doing well. We talk about champions, right?
Yeah, because we can say the same for Real Madrid at this point. Built in air, but after this washing here, yeah.
Correct.
So right.
Correct.
And Liverpool has actually been extremely well with I think Slot is his name, Arnie Slot or something like that.
Yeah, Arnie Slot. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's up, Zahavi? What's up, Zahavi?
We are waiting to see what goes on with that, right? Carlo out, Xavi in. Let's see if it happens. But that's next year's problem, right? Right now, they just need to deal with what's next for Real Madrid.
What next for Real Madrid? I guess you see what happens next weekend. We know what's going to happen right now. The entire week is going to be about Barca beating Real Madrid, which is fine. That's part of El Clásico, bragging rights, and Barca does deserve the bragging rights after hitting Real Madrid for 4.
Because they've been on the receiving end of it for the past 3 years.
You can say last year, because the previous year I think Xavi was actually winning those, or at a draw or something like that. But
they had a draw. Yeah. I think coming into this day they were like 3 or 4 games beaten. Or
yeah,
something
that's
like
because of the Super Cup and stuff like that too. So
yeah. So
right,
bragging rights today goes to Barcelona, FC Barcelona.
Yeah, for sure. No, there's no hate for Barcelona. As I say, I don't have an issue with Barcelona, I have an issue with Barcelona fans. But there's no hate for Barcelona and the way that they played today. They played fantastic football. The youths playing well. Firmin came off for Frankie. I didn't find that Firmin was playing bad, but Frankie did add a little. He had a little sauce to that midfield, a little sauce, right?
I think Foreman had the yellow card, so maybe they're trying to protect him.
No, it was Caicedo had the yellow card. I think Firmin had one. Yeah.
Okay.
This guy almost hit the ground running with Barca, and well, Lua is Lua. As much as everybody's focusing on Rafinha and his form, Lewandowski has been scoring goals FIFA. So
yeah, no. 14 goals for the season right now.
That's, I think it's 14, and the closest person was like 6.
Something like that. So I mean, he's doing very well. And Rafinha as well too. I mean, it's kind of surprising to say Rafinha in terms of a prolific goal scoring, but the brother is playing well.
He is. Let's see if it continues. I mean, I feel it will continue for this season, but let's see if it continues after the fact. But he is playing fantastically well. Yamal too. As again, Yamal didn't have the most explosive game, but he still scored. I think
he took a chance
almost had an assist. Yeah, so big ups to all of them, man. I can't hate. Balde had a good game. Martinez had a good game.
Name I was trying to remember.
He had a great game too. Even Kunde. So the whole team, man. It have no.
Kunde had his moments. He was beaten a lot.
He was beaten a lot.
He was food, but I mean, he had a lot of cover as well too. So
that's it.
He had a lot of cover.
He worked within the system. So even if he was beaten, they had cover for him to be able to clean up any of the mistakes. Let's switch that back to Real Madrid. When you're beaten down, say the dog is you and Lunin. We're gonna do.
You're on your own.
Right? So yeah. So you can't come. It's not the same thing. But big up to Barcelona and they win. Right? And they're 6 points ahead now. We'll see what happens to the rest of the season.
Yeah, usually at this stage, when Barca Madrid reaches that level, points ahead, it tends to stick throughout the season. Very rarely fluctuates, but we'll see what goes on.
Yeah, I can't see that side at this point in time dropping 6 points just like that. They might get a couple of draws that might make it a little closer, but I'm not seeing 2 losses that easily for this Barcelona side, right?
Yeah, something drastic may need to happen for that to occur. So
agreed.
So right now they're gonna lead, and I expect them to actually finish at top of La Liga. So we'll see how that continues.
Yeah, no problems, man. So yeah, we talk a lot about the Clásico. So I'll say let me end it off there. I'm gonna finish up my stuff because it was a hard Saturday, as you say. It was tough.
Yeah. I've been sipping.
yeah, that's been tough. But hey, before we go and we start back, there are things to talk about. Yeah,
stay tuned. We have something to talk about with the NBA because I have something to offer just the NBA.
Oh, cool, man. I'm like you have cool on your chest.
Nah. Let me rephrase that. Not something here on my chest, but there are some storylines. There are some storylines that has developed or developing or has been developing. So we could get into that.
All right, cool. Well, we'll make that recording and put it up for sure. But for now, peace.